Have you ever missed a crypto boom and wish you knew it earlier? Like a token that exploded and seems completely retarded, and your neighbors, you don't know how, but managed to get in early. Well, in this video, we're gonna see how you can find those tokens and get in at the right time. Do you remember Pepe? It did 1000x in just few days. And don't tell me that it's an interesting project or that what is behind the technology is great. There was no analysis needed. Just you knew what person to follow. Now, I missed it. Maybe you missed it as well. And I was like, okay, now I need to understand how I can do this, how I can identify this before. So I will give you some free tools and the 3 steps to find exactly which coin you can go in that may be doing your 1000x. Do you remember at school? Tom was pretty bad at school. So he decided to cheat on the best students. But now he had to know first who is the best students. To know who is the best students, you have to check who got the best grades a few times in a row. Then you check what are they putting on their paper and you copy the same thing and ta-da! You're gonna get the same grade as them without doing any of the work, you just copy. Now, of course, this is not ethical in school, but we're in crypto and we can copy what are the others doing. Whales, which is people who have tons of crypto, are probably going to hate us for this because they're doing all the research, paying all those people, and we're just checking all the recordings of the transaction because the blockchain is an open book. And for example, here, I will go on Dune. It's a free tool. I'm not affiliated with them. Maybe I will be one day, but not today. So I can check here with the token analyzer exactly how many transactions it was in the past 100 days. We will take the example of Maple that we talked about previously on the channel because I found it by copying some whales. I didn't do more research in it. I checked the whales are investing in it. I saw the smart money is investing in it. I checked rapidly the website and things like that, see if it was working. I was like, okay, I'm in. Now, what is important to know is how many new addresses are created, how many people started to use this token or invest in this token. And one thing that is pretty significant is you see every time we have tons of new wallets created here, those big blue bars, right? We have a spike, of course, in the price. So when you see a big difference, you have an alert that the price is going to go up. But then when the level reached its here and started to go down, well, after we had a bit of drop in the price and the cycle repeated itself. So now we are 2 days here and I'm holding some Maple and I can see that the number of new wallet is being significantly lower. So I need to ask myself, should I sell or should I not? So then I go further down to see who made a lot of money with Maple, who made some good trades. Because if you went early, you could actually 5x, 10x, which is pretty good and pretty decent on a coin like this because it's not a fully degenerate coin. So what I would do is open all those addresses in other tabs and check what are there. Because you have to know that a lot of the transactions that are happening on the blockchain are by bots. And I'm not going to use the bot. I don't want to follow them. I'm just going to show you a few examples. So I want to be sure by the end of this video, you can do it yourself or at least have an idea. For me, it's going to be quite fast. I did this a few times. The balance on Ethereum here is way too low. I quit it. It's probably not an investment portfolio. Same here, really small portfolio and a lot of strange transactions. If you are a normal investor, you're not going to do 4 or 5 transactions like 4 days and 10 hours ago. Now this one, I have something a bit better, 650K. That's something interesting. I can see different transactions, all right, with Arbitrum, with 1H, with Wintermute multi-signature. Okay, that rings a bell and a bell. And that address is not going to be interesting as well. So I'm going to stick with this address, the 0x4b3. Next step is to paste this address in Zerion. It's a free tool that gives you an analysis of the wallet. By the way, we can do this because the blockchain is an open book, open ledger. So every public key is public. So we can know exactly which key hold what and what kind of transaction they did. And then when I say you have to be careful about which address you follow, is for example, in real estate, if you were following the real estate land and property management of your country, you're gonna be, oh, they have so many transactions, this guy is buying all the lands and stuff. No, but they're just here to take the contract, transfer it, and give it to someone else. So that would be the same here. We want to remove all the addresses that are just a transit, and it will be either market making, it will be some bots that are doing some trading, tons of different purposes. What we want is some investors. We want to know who are the big investors and what are they investing in. And of course, we want to be sure that they always made some profit, so we will follow them as soon as they place a trade. The good thing with Zerion is I have an overlook of their wallet. I can see the value and everything they have. Now, there's something a bit worrying is I don't see Maple in this wallet. So I'm gonna check the history to check if they did something with it. I can see that they sent 300K of Maple to that address. And that address have $130 million on it. 0xDBF. I think I remember that one. Yeah, I have it already in my list. So I know their portfolio. By the way, if you're interested to have their addresses, I will put a link in the description and I will send it to you. Now those guys, we saw them before on the video, is Wintermute Capital. We make market in digital assets liquid and efficient. We have to be aware that those guys also provide liquidity to the market, so I can't follow dumbly what they do. But now let's check the history for this address. And they send some MPL to this address they receive from gate.io. That's interesting. So we have 215K. Let's check here. This address is pretty empty with them. Maybe it was just a transit address. And the history, I can see that on 22 November, there's 100K to Coinbase. So that's not a good news for me because maybe that means that they want to sell. Now let's check the price of Maple in the past few days. 22 November, we were right. It went up still from here. So that raised a question for me, like, should I sell or not? So I'm going to check another thing because all those tokens usually they get released a bit more to their investors. Yeah, if you invest in a project before it's out on the market, let's say you put 100K, they say, okay, we will give you 100,000 tokens, but we will give it to you step by step. And this is called the token unlock. Each token unlock follow a vesting schedule where it goes step by step to not flood the market. Imagine if they were releasing all the tokens on day one, investor could dump them on the market and really have a massive impact. I can see that most of the tokens have been released already. But what I will need to do, it will be to dig in a bit deeper to see if some whales are selling or not. And based on my research, we still have $1 million of smart money that arrived in Maple. So I will at least hold a good part of it, but I think it's time for me to take a bit of profit. Now to find more opportunities like this, because now we could have done it with Shiba, with Toncoin, with Fetch AI, or even with Blur. The goal will be always to find the smart investors, people who went early, they know something that we don't, and maybe they have a team behind it. And also if they have a big portfolio, they can influence the market. If you saw my previous video, I explained where one person with a big portfolio is much easier to follow and can have a bigger impact than 100 people with a small portfolio. So then to find the people that have tons of money on the address, you could use the wait list from DBank, or even just type rich list of any crypto, because if it's not on Ethereum, for example, we want to know for Casper, who owns a lot of Casper, what are they doing with it, are they selling, are they not, and to have an idea of the evolution on the pricing and on the repartition between the investors. Same, you could use the Ethereum rich list, any token rich list, you just type it in Google and you find it. And of course, I found something that is pretty interesting. This address from Jump Capital, 100 million, pretty good, right? I see that they received a lot of Shiba recently. It would be interesting to dig a bit deeper. And I saw as well that they have some HXRO. Now, I don't know anything yet about this project, but to have $1 million equity, which represents 1% of the full market cap, it's insane. It means if those guys are selling, they will have a massive impact on the market. Now, they bought here. I know that they're still at a loss. So the good thing would be, okay, we're going to look who is buying this and checking, do we have other smart investors and are they investing or removing their capital? Now, of course, I don't check their address every day. That will be way too much work, and I'm French, so I'm lazy, or I'm lazy because I'm French. I don't know. But be like Tom. Find the best people where you can cheat on and just follow it. Just have an idea because those guys do a big part of the research for you. Now, what I did for myself is that I set up some bots and alerts so I know exactly when they are buying or selling something, which give me a signal way before most of the people on the market, and that helped me in my recent trades to really make some quite fairly good money. So if you're interested to join us and dig in those research, you have the link below and you will receive as well the alerts and all my tools that I use for automation. Let me know which project would interest you, and you can check these influencers that have insane portfolio. Now stay handsome. My hotel is calling me. They're gonna ask me to check out, so see you in the next one.